Hello, people, and you're welcome to another episode of Life Moments with Timi. Today is a special Valentine episode, and I have wonderful guests with me. I'll start with Solomon Akinsanya, a great person, serial entrepreneur. He's a brilliant marketing mind, but his wala is too much though. So let's just Solomon, you're welcome.
Hi everyone. Thank you.
And for mommy billions or mommy pounds or mommy dollars, we have Rhema Salami. Rhema, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Hi everyone.
All right. I don't even need to start putting any how do I put it? Because Rhema is how do we used to call Rhema? Let me not use that now. Let me leave it hanging like that. But it's just nice to have you guys. I wanted you guys to join me on this episode because I want to talk about a bit about love and relationship because it's in the spirit of Valentine. And I just thought of two of you as people that would make this conversation go smoothly. And I want to start off by asking, any one of you can go first. How is the dating experience now, generally? I'm not saying you're dating or you are single. I'm just asking generally. How is the stratosphere and the hemisphere and the atmosphere of the relationship game now? People are waiting for you.
I'm not sure because you know when you wanted to say in your intro that I'm not on social media. I'm
not talking of social media. I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking generally.
So I don't really know.
You don't know.
I'm not too sure. Like to be honest. I'm not really sure. All I know is that people say, oh, all the men in Lagos are mad. Men are not serious. Girls are wicked.
Shot
that,
fired. It's not short too. Shot fired.
Oh, sorry. Are you from Lagos? My bad. I just reiterated what they said.
Who are they?
I didn't mean to. I don't know if I agree because I don't know all the men in Lagos. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Lagos,
like
right?
Aside the general.
Have you ever stayed in Lagos? Right?
No, I've only visited.
Where do you live currently?
Currently, I'm in the UK. I'm in Sheffield.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'm in Lagos, unfortunately.
Is it unfortunate?
That's all.
Thinking of
obviously
landscape.
not unfortunately. So,
sorry.
do you want to answer the question or are you asking another question?
Yes, it's landscape.
So I think that the dating scene in Lagos is pretty chaotic, and I think it's because that there's like a lot of expectations from like both parties, right?
Okay.
The men have expectations of women have even higher expectations of men, and it just feels like, okay, before, like in the past when like our parents did, and I also know that there's some level of like there's many things that they don't tell us that we don't know about. Like it seemed like it was a lot easier then, but of course there's also conversations around the fact that a lot of women were enduring like terrible relationships or terrible marriages, but like what I think what I'm trying to say is that because there's too much like information, which is not supposed to be a bad thing, like everybody's like very like sensitive, very aware of things, so like it kind of raises expectations for both parties, right? And then we're also dating. I think we're also the metrics that we're using to kind of like access relationships that are working or not. So I think the metrics that people use to kind of like gauge relationships or what successful relationships or otherwise are now like very dependent on what the people see on social media. So social media is contributing aggressively to people's perception of like dating, relationship, and even marriage. So I think that's what is making everybody, of course, even in this, as crazy as it seems, there are people that are like good, like lovely relationships, but because there's like a lot of media, like just always constantly like pushing the narrative that like relationships are pushing like narratives of toxic relationships and like just like failing relationships. It seems like that's what's like everybody is experiencing. Yeah, but that's not what is obtainable really. Like there are people that are in loving relationships, but there are also people that have bad relationships. It's just a matter of the one that has more press.
Exactly.
So bad relationships have more PR.
More PR than good relationships. And I think it also fits to like demand. Because people want to hear bad stories. Nobody really cares about like lovely. Sure. I mean, yeah, on the Bella Nigers and things like that. Like it seems cute, but like in the real sense of things, people don't really like to like hear the good or to like hear the good stories.
Bad news sells really want
all the time. Amplify.
For gist.
Yeah, exactly. So the bad ones are always amplified. So yeah.
Okay, so I want to take it out from understanding the landscape, and I want to bring it home now. And I want you people to be as comfortable as possible to display some of the T's. So I want to ask about when did you become conscious of the opposite sex growing up, like that you even let's even say your first relationship if you have ever had one. You see why I say if you have ever had one? Because I've spoken to people that are in their 30s that have never been. So that's why I said if you have ever had one. Mm-hmm. So starting.
Sorry, let me just get the question clear. When you say conscious of the opposite sex,
you know, conscious of the opposite sex, we were all conscious maybe in teenagers. But I want to know if you are in a relationship, when was your first relationship? When was
my 100 level? I would say it was my 100 level.
Do you think you had, so now that you have said 100 level, that's why I can expand from the question. Do you think you had sufficient information at that point? Or what was it? Was it peer pressure? How did it happen?
So it wasn't peer pressure. Do I think I had sufficient information? For that time, maybe yes, but what I'll say wasn't so sufficient was self-awareness.
Okay.
So, I think it wasn't a bad experience in any way. I learned a lot from the experience, to be very honest. But I think it just made me understand why our parents or adults who say, "What do you know about love? You're too young to be in a relationship."
They're not lying, but coconut head is the problem.
When they say, so the problem is when they say it, they come from a place of, "What do you know about love?" They're attacking the emotion. You don't know. And here's a teenager saying, "But I'm feeling something." How can you tell me? I don't understand. Like, why are you invalidating? But like I said, I came to understand that why I would tell my kids now, don't go into a relationship when you're young, is because you're not self-aware to the point where you even know exactly what you need, even more what you need from another person. So that's it. That's what I would say. I didn't really I mean, I knew the basic stuff like, oh, there are some things I cannot tolerate, there are some things I can tolerate. Any form of abuse, physical, verbal, I'm not there. But there were just some more things that I didn't really, I didn't deep at that point. But coming out of that, I was able to sit down and say, you know what, this is exactly what on a deeper level. So it's just that self-awareness. Because even till now, we're still learning ourselves, right? So that's what I would say about that.
So I think for me, in terms of like being just like aware of like the opposite sex, I think I've always had that like awareness from like way back, and obviously this stems from like there's a little like trauma story around that, like from way back. But but like I think that I've always like been aware, And I did try to, like, my first relationship was as far back as maybe like 2011, 2012. I was still in school, and I think we were on break.
You were 17.
Wait now, but like it counts now. Like it was something that,
because I don't do your maths already. I don't know your age. I don't do
it. Wait now, but like this, and just like you said, like the feelings were like tangible, like they were real feelings. But again, we were socialized to, and I think it's also how like men and women are socialized. Men are not socialized to like be in tune with their emotions. They're not socialized to express their emotions. So we're socialized to just like be dominant. Like if you feel the emotion, like just go anyhow about it. Like you're not even really communicating. So the person I even liked at the time, like I did a very terrible job at like communicating. I mean, I was doing other things that kind of would make the person think, oh yeah, this person likes me. But like in terms of actively communicating, like I wasn't doing that. And that was literally how the relationship kind of like went poof in the air like that. But yeah, I've always like been aware, I think I've always been aware. Of course, that relationship like did not end. I mean, obviously we're still friends now, but like I know that it could have been if maybe I had, and I think she also said it like in terms of like having emotional intelligence and just like information to work with at the time, and because like there's not enough information about like relationships back in the day. Like we're all used to like you meet a babe, you like her, you guys date for a few months, years, you get married, and that's like there's not really a lot of conversations around like what are you actually feeling? Do you actually genuinely like this person? So you find that a lot of like our parents actually just married someone not because they loved the person, just because like they were socialized to just like a woman is socialized, is prepared for marriage. A man does not prepare for marriage. A man can just wake up this morning and say, you know what, I want to get married, and pick one of the many ladies that he likes and just like put a ring on it and keep it moving. So I feel like if there were more conversations around, or if like we're allowed to explore our feelings a lot more, maybe we'll be able to like have meaningful relationships that actually like stand test of time, and like actually us marrying people that we consider our friends. I don't know how I went off tangents, but
yeah, but sorry, I wanted to say that also like talking about the self-awareness thing, I think the most practical example would be personality types, like your personality. At that age, 100 level, you've not really understood that, oh, okay, I'm mostly introverted, this is where I struggle, this is what I need. I need somebody that probably has the strengths that I don't have, and all of that. Now I can speak better to that. So at that time, I didn't know exactly what. I just knew the kind of person I was.
You just saw fine boy.
But now I know exactly. I don't used to do things by fine boy. You're fine doesn't mean you have sense like that. So.
But then, did you even know that?
Yes, I did.
As far back as then.
Yeah, so God has helped me to. I always say like God has taught me
the
at a
exception,
very young age.
You're the exception. You're a big exception.
I don't like the fact that you're good looking doesn't necessarily mean you have substance. It doesn't mean you have good character. So if I'm falling in love with you, or in quote saying that I like this person based off of just physical looks, what do I really like? Nothing. So I've never been like that. To the glory of God. But yeah, just that self-awareness.
You see that, to the glory of God, where you put
do I think
looks are important? Obviously, maybe not.
Do I think
equally
looks are
as important, but like
yes,
to a large extent.
You took that question out of me.
At the basic level.
Yeah.
Okay, at the basic level, I think looks are important. As in, don't marry somebody. Now, I'm talking about marriage because we're Christians. We don't just date casually.
Yes.
I hope we're on the same page.
We are all on the same page. We are all Christians here.
Yeah.
Born again, tongue talking,
Like,
spirit My God.
Okay. Looks like you can be with someone that you don't is not on your, let me say there's a scale of attraction and you have a spec or whatever, what you consider, what you would prefer. Right?
Interesting.
And then this person is not all that, But when you're looking at the grand scheme of things, purpose, compatibility, friendship, how do we this, there are things that just downplay the looks. Like, but if it's to the point where you are not attracted to this person in any way, I'm not a married man, maybe you can Mr. Timi, you're married, I'm not a married woman, but I don't think you should marry someone you are not attracted to.
Absolutely.
For we girls, like, women are mostly emotional, so love can, even just the feeling of love can blind your eyes to certain things. Like, is enough. But if these other things that matter are not enough to, you know, to the point where you're not seeing this as God, this person is if they are not enough to, if they are not enough for you, then just leave it, because, like, I don't know. So yeah, they are important. Are they the most important thing? No. But if you cannot overlook it, don't do it. But I don't think it's something that cannot be compromised.
Solomon,
If that makes sense.
is looks important to you? Or
You see that I'm thinking.
you know, looks is everything. Oh. Looks is everything. Figure, face is everything. Is it important to you?
If you're to be very honest,
Okay.
like, I kind of feel like that's probably the reason why I'm still single. Because as much as like this other, like as much as we like to say like looks are not important, but because I also understand myself, I understand my personality, I understand, like, I'm spirit filled, I love God, and like I obey God's commandments and things like that. But like, I also like wake up on some mornings and I'm a little irritated. So like, and maybe it might be a trauma response, I don't know. But like, I feel like if I'm going to, like, on the days when I'm not like feeling 100% in terms of how much I like this, I love this person, I want to be able to, I want something else to be able to compensate. And for me personally, wait now, to a very tiny degree, not like as much as I want to say looks are like not important. I think for me personally, like, looks are pretty important. And so like, on like the scale of
importance
like,
now.
Like,
so if we want to put a percentage to it, what is looks? What have you broken? Have you decided not to, or how would I say?
Yes, that's the answer. Yes is the answer.
Yes is the answer. Looks as
He said yes.
Looks as
I
like
think
a
they're
relationship.
You might
important.
think, because so it's not because like, I can be with you as like a friend. I don't mind that. But like, in terms of committing and actually like pursuing something more sustainable, because I don't want to wake up one day, and maybe God will help me. I know, of course God will help me. I don't want to wake up one day and just be uninterested. At that point, I'm not only like,
but
do
see
you understand?
now,
Like,
okay, when it comes to looks now, looks sometimes depreciate.
I know.
And
But
when
like,
it comes, okay, let me hear you.
go on. No, go on.
Because
But
looks,
obviously there are some like specific features that I look out for. Do you understand? So
okay,
those features can't. So even if you depreciate, you can always snap back into shape. And I don't mean it in a way that, if I get married and my wife has kids, and because like childbirth or childbearing, like
and all that, the body changes.
Numbers,
the body changes.
changes and things like that. I'm not going to be insensitive, but like, it can now be that you now snap all the way back from like what?
From 100 to 0.
Yeah, like there should be like a, like, do you understand, like a stock level.
Bro, see, I like your honesty, and I think a lot of people are delusional when they say it doesn't really matter. I think it's a balance to it. Yeah, exactly. I think there's a balance to it.
Embarrassed to be seen with.
I think the thing is, looks obviously facilitate it, and in the consciousness of development, I want to expect that you put efforts even to the way you look. It's the same way I put efforts and I'm intentional about the way I dress, the way I look, and I expect that from a partner. What do I now say? If I see that you're falling short, the way I am there to help and support you it's the same way I'm going to do it. If I have to get you up to the gym, if I have to, let us invest in body products and all that, yes. So I think what people want to say but don't know how to say is that looks shouldn't be the major thing.
Exactly.
But it
But
should
we shouldn't
be there.
also knock it off.
No, how will you knock
I don't
out
care
looks?
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think
But you
people
do care about-
downplay the importance of looks, so just that we don't look carnal or we don't look like we don't have our priorities straight.
Exactly.
Like I said, for me, looks are important. They are not the most important thing, so they are negotiable.
Yeah.
But if I'm not happy with, now the negotiation is going on between the most important things and the looks, obviously. If you're not happy with the settlement, then leave it. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
First of all, age matters, but not in the way that most people think. It is not about numbers, it is about emotional intelligence, alignment to life goals. For example, a 25-year-old man or woman with vision, that is mature, that is emotionally intelligent, can be far more ready for marriage than a 40-year-old man who doesn't have these things. So it's not just about numbers, right? It's about these key things. So that being said, age can sometimes shape experiences, expectations, priorities. You know, a significant age gap can literally mean difference in perspective, in finances, in raising children, you know, things like that. But if two people deeply respect and understand each other, communicate well and share similar values, you know, age becomes just another detail in the story. So like I said, for me, it's not just about the number, it's about these key things. Is the person emotionally intelligent? Is the person does this person have vision? Do your values align? Things like that. So it's not about the age, because a younger person can experience so many things and that another person has not experienced, you know. But people usually say if the person is older, that means the person has seen a lot of things, you've been exposed to different things, you have so many experiences. But people's background, their upbringing has shaped them and formed the way they think. So that plays a major role when you're settling down or in relationships. But personally, for me, I like older people, and this is not to say that older people are wiser. Like I said, the things I've mentioned are the key things, but I just like them older, and that's my own perspective. But if you bring me a younger man that is wise, that has vision, that his goals aligns with mine, and an older man that is stupid, that doesn't have vision, that is blind, I would obviously go with the with the obvious. So yeah, that's it for me.
I would say age matters to some extent, but at the same time, it's not the most critical factor when choosing a life partner. You know, the kind of culture that we found ourselves really, you know, amplifies that age factor, and I think it's also to keep you on the safer side and to make sure that you more like enjoy your marriage and you can connect on the level that you wish to connect to, especially when you're trying to drive life with the person that you're getting in relationship with, which I believe also you're getting married to, right? That's the idea, right? Once you're getting into a relationship with a person, it means that you're looking to get married to the person in view. And like I said, so one thing I heard from my pastor is that marriage is both spiritual and it's also natural. And that means that as much as there's that spiritual side of marriage, like, you know, the connection coming together, fulfilling God's purpose and all that, there's still that part that you interact with naturally. And, you know, that will be more of, okay, how does this person resonate with you? What's the connection? What's the energy level? You know, things like that, you know, it start getting, they matter, you understand? So that's why there's more of advice not to let the age gap be too much, right? That's why I said it matters to an extent, right? When the gap is much, right, it becomes a problem, right? You understand? So that's what I'm trying to say, that it matters to some extent. It's not the most critical factor, but it's always good to look in the age bracket that you can deal with, you can connect with, you can at least culturally that is acceptable, right? So it's the two way. You don't want to live in a home that eventually you have to endure communication. It's not somebody you connect with on a deeper level. It looks like this person is way into another realm. I'm not talking even about the faith, but it's more of connection, right? Is that connection there? That's what I believe, and that's where the age comes in, right? So I think that answers from my own hand.
So now, is age a factor?
Yes, but as in, I already like, yes.
Well,
Is it like yes?
I think
I'm so
age-
sorry. Yes.
age is important, but is for me it's not about the figure, like 21, 22, 20, 25, that kind of thing. It's about the phase of life. Like a 23-year-old and a 25-year-old may be experiencing similar things. So let me say 21, 23. But when you carry like a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old or a 17, one is in secondary
They're
school.
in different spectrum.
There are different faces here.
They are in different, if you are in different phases of life, I think is a very big concern. But if
See.
it's the number,
Okay, so see now.
is not really,
Remember.
because 30
Okay.
and 40 may not be too different. So that's what I'll say.
Rema,
No, it's not the
wait
particular
now,
number for me.
Rema. Can you date your age mates, lesser or higher?
I can date my age mates.
You can date your age mates.
Interesting.
I can date my age
Interesting.
mates because I know a lot of people my age that are sensitive. So maturity, or I don't know, age should probably be, commensurate to maturity.
Maturity.
No,
Maybe
but it's not
because
always the
no.
It's not always
so
the same,
so let me land. I'm saying it should probably be that because as you're with the number of years you've lived, like you're getting more exposed. So
True.
you should be more, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can date someone my age because I know people my age that are way more mature than people that I'm older than. So I don't have a problem with it.
Can you date younger?
How much younger? I feel like I can date younger, but to be fair, I've not dated but I've met younger people. Like I have friends that are a bit younger than me and have life going on well for them, as opposed to even people that
That you can
I
date.
don't know.
And,
But like I
and you know
said,
that you can submit, right? Or you can be the wife.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, definitely. And then older, I definitely have no problem with it. But like I said, are we in the same phase of life? Where are you? So I'm still going to judge you based on the normal things
so
that
for
will
you.
judge
Age is not really a
any
factor.
other person. It's not too big of a deal. No.
Brother Solomon.
Seems like you're always sitting. You're
Take me
always
home. Take me home.
So wait. Wait. So I totally love your ideologies. I like your ideas. I like how you think, right? But I don't know, maybe again, we're products of our social conditioning. I think
Yeah.
I'm a victim of social conditioning. I've never I don't know. See, what I say to myself is that there are 7 billion or if not 8 billion people in the world. There's no way I could not see one person that is not older than I am. That's not older than I am. That also does not share same values or do you understand? I feel like I will find. So I rest assured that in terms of age, I don't have to worry about it. And what I mean by that is older than me, I'm so sorry. Even my age, I'm going to struggle with it. And these things, it seems like I'm the kind of person on this call. I'm not. I think I'm just a little more realistic.
No, I think
I like to.
I think I share your persuasion to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
I can't. Yeah. The same age. I certainly not. Even 1 year younger than me. I'm still okay. You know what? Maybe we can. Yeah. That's where we draw the line. But I also do understand that people are in different phases. your age is not necessarily commensurate to how mature or like how intelligent, emotional intelligent, and things like that. But I know that.
So you are telling me that if you meet somebody random, maybe in church, you're looking at, oh, this girl is very nice. She looks really nice. Oh, you guys are speaking, and you're thinking, could this be God? You would ask for the age to know. And once the age doesn't align, you're already.
Please don't tempt God. Please, God will not give me that kind of person.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
So in the preliminary phase of the conversation, I would have found a way to ask that question because it's something
because it matters to you. That's what I mean.
It matters to me.
So age is a red flag, like it's a strong determinant for you. And I think that's okay. Like with the age thing, if it's a problem for you, don't.
Because like we're all humans though.
That's
like,
what I think.
I think to be at some point, and I was trying to also negotiate this age thing at some point. But like I realized that, well, humans, if we're all like angels or like spirits, maybe age will not matter. But like there are days when there's going to be like ego tussle will come, that conversation, and to you it might not have as much impact. But to me, it's going to have a bigger impact on me if I feel like even if it's once, I feel like the person I'm with is kind of making me feel like I'm younger. I don't ever want to feel that way.
What is making you feel like you're younger?
No, wait now. You understand what I'm talking about. Like, I
feel like I understand what he's saying. But
I feel like I understand, but I want you to express yourself, because
no matter how emotionally intelligent you are also human. You're going to have days when you will not be emotionally intelligent. You're not going to be 100% every single day. If I'm married for the long haul. Like we're there forever. And the one day that you would do something that will make me like, maybe like that will just kind of rub off on my ego a certain type of way, I'm going to start feeling a type of way about it. And like it takes literally that one feeling to like, do you understand? Like if before now I didn't have any reason to question or to like have to, do you understand, second guess my relationship with you, that moment with kind of that whatever that thing is would have set the foundation, then other things will now start layering on it. And that's literally how like things crash. And that's how marriages crash, to be honest. Like that's how relationships and marriages crash. It's not one big thing that happens that is going to like end marriage. Sometimes it's the little like just things that you're not really even taking note of. You're not taking a mental note of. At the end of the day, when you accumulate all the things that have happened, or all things that you're just checking out of that relationship. So yeah, it's something I definitely consider.
So you see this thing, I like the fact that in all this you have referred to yourself and not even the intention of the person. It is you that is thinking that way. Have you seen cases where an husband and wife are playing in the kitchen and he touches like the meat or the fish and she says, "Leave my fish, stop touching my meat," and he doesn't see it as a problem. But the moment maybe he feels he was unable to maybe give towards that fish. Like maybe he doesn't have a job. And she says, "Leave my fish."
It's going to sound different.
It has something different. It's not now play again. And it's not the wife. It doesn't mean that that's what the wife was trying to communicate. If it was the one that dropped, I'm talking for Africans. Sorry if you are Caucasian or from any other place and you don't understand this analogy. I'm really sorry. I'm talking from people that grew up mostly in Africa and particularly Nigeria. When it doesn't give towards maybe the house, maybe for one reason or the other, maybe he has lost his job, maybe something is wrong, and then something that they should laugh about, it starts to take sensitivity to it. It starts to there's a problem with it. Why would she tell me? What do you mean by it is your fish? I should be like, I was just joking. Like the way we see it, anything in the kitchen belongs, in quotes, is the wife's jurisdiction. And she says, "Leave my fish or get out of my kitchen." Is it because she paid the rent?
She paid the rent.
And it won't have been an issue if he paid it. So
Or
I
even,
like.
am I joking with you? Do I look like I'm joking? And you'll be like, is this just 1 and just 3? What's going on?
You
Is
understand?
it because I'm younger than you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you see that younger thing too. It's the same issue when she like Palumpawi
Exactly. Like
for Yoruba, that's what
the
he's
intent might
speaking
be
to.
different.
He says something and she's like, "Why are you talking to? Who is your mate?"
Mm.
And he goes, "Are you joking?" Thank God, I'm older than my wife.
Even you said
I
thank
feel like
God.
everyone.
I say thank God because I understand it. Now I understand the dynamics.
Yeah.
When we joke and she says something like, "Who's your mate?" I'll be like, it's not an issue. It's immediately I know that she's playing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that the dynamics, she would need to be emotionally intelligent, not to play like that if she was older. Do you understand all this? It now starts to bring
Yeah,
it.
if she
so
was
personally,
older and
personally, I feel if it's avoidable, it should. Personally. But
personally, I
I
feel like it's subjective. If
No,
you know
I-
you can navigate.
think you
have
can,
that
yeah.
maturity
You think you can.
and
To
grace.
be honest, that's the thing.
No,
Yeah, I
because it's
feel-
also not impossible. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's fine.
Because you can have instances where the guy is even 10 years older and this babe is just rude. So
I
the
agree.
fact that she's younger than you doesn't mean that she will respect you.
No,
also.
I'm not even
Yeah, but
talking,
so
I'm
I'm not
saying
even talking
that-
of the respect from the lady side. I'm talking of you, how you internally process
internalize.
what
Yeah.
she
Process
says.
things.
I'm not even saying she's rude. She
Mhm.
might not be rude.
If someone younger than you is being rude, you're just going to see the person as
Yeah.
a spoiled young
A
brat.
child.
You're not going. You're not
Well,
going to
I think it's-
start questioning. Yeah,
Mhm.
So that's
Like
where
I
we
said,
are
if you
from.
have the grace and the strength of mind and
grace.
and the
and-
Holy
and-
Spirit, obviously, also good. If you say you cannot bear it, good. Because some people say they cannot marry pastors, and God is not going to hold it against them. Some people have the strength of mind to do that. So
So
each
strength of
every
mind.
malam with his kettle.
So that's strength of
Go-
mind.
Don't ask that question.
Don't ask which question.
Like, can you? Don't. I'm not going to put the question in your mouth. Let's move on.
Solomon, can you marry a pastor?
I already asked
Wow.
you not to ask the question.
You did not tell me which question not to ask. Can you marry a pastor?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Can you marry a pastor?
The answer is looking at you right in the eye.
What? Why is the answer you can't or you can?
What do you think?
You can't?
If I can, I will be loud and clear.
Why can't you?
What do you mean? Why? Hey,
I'm just
Timi,
saying. So see now.
I'm in choir. I already I know. Yeah, I certainly can marry a pastor. Eh?
So you see this
Ah,
thing?
please, God, please.
So you not ask me.
Remember,
Because I
can
have
you
my
marry a
own.
pastor?
Maybe
Can you marry a pastor?
Oh, chief.
women have
I
grace.
can
for
marry
it
a
now.
pastor, but
Of course. What?
I
But
cannot marry a military man. That one is down. Like I've written it down that this set of people, I will not marry you.
is it trauma related?
Anybody that has a job anybody that has a job where like you have to be you're getting posted 2 years here, you're moving from here to there. I personally
Pastor,
I don't want that life for myself. I don't want to have
Until they post your pastor to.
Sir, no,
to
that
redeem
one
branch.
is me and the pastor will move together. Like
Eh,
you're not
Okay, so
posting
you don't want
pastor
an
after
issue
every
where
1 year.
you are outside, away from your husband.
Yes. So
I should say I don't have.
I grew up seeing that, and it's not just something I'm willing to
Okay.
navigate. That this person's life, I mean, pastors, not even just pastor, everybody's life is for God. This person and the government, they are like this, and
I don't want you
today
to
they
go
are in
too
Sokoto
far from
doing
that
one
question.
training.
I don't want you to
I'm
go
not.
too far from the question.
I think
Back
I
to
want to
pastor.
clarify.
You clarify
I want to
yourself.
clarify.
Disclaimer.
No, I'm clarifying. It's not a disclaimer. I'm just saying I don't have an issue with pastors. Like obviously, I don't have an issue with pastors, but like being committed to someone who's a pastor, because and I said before, I'm already in the choir. I know I know what that demands of me. I know the amount of time, the amount of like resources it demands from me. Not even necessarily financial resources. I just know that it takes a bit from me. Like now being a pastor, like there's more responsibilities. There's just like like I'm so sorry, no. Like it's going to take a lot.
I can't marry an actor too. Can't marry an
Why?
actor. I don't want to process those emotions happening. Let the people that have the grace do it. So like I said, everybody knows what they are willing to work through and what they can handle, and
The thing
you can
is,
go through with a younger person. Fine, if you can't.
Okay. Now that you people have successfully avoided the pastor thing, if you are not, even Solomon, you are not saying your mind, but
I said it. I can't marry a pastor.
He said it outrightly. He said
no. What I'm saying is
can't.
that your reason is just you are saying the demand. Is that only what it is?
There's more things, right? I think in terms of like.
But there are
No, I
people
think
that even
all the
know
other
they were
things that-
called, and they get married and they find the calling of God. What do you do
We've
then?
got again. There are
Sir, you
there are
said
7
something
billion
there.
people in this world. God, and I've already told God, please, my covenant to God, please.
You
leave
say
me
you
alone,
told
please.
God.
I've told.
You
wait,
told
wait,
God. Can
wait
you hear
now,
yourself?
wait now. I can make my request known to him. He will answer
You
me,
change that to
please.
request.
Please. No, but I mean, of course, eventually, like if it gets to a point where, like, my wife has made a decision to like be a pastor, I'm not going to end the relationship because of that. People will trust that God will give us the grace to be able to, because if these things are easier said than done. Like, when I ask the people that are married to, or people that are, the women that are married to pastors and men that are married to like pastors as well, like, it's not easy. Like, and the people that feel it is the children, because by the time, and statistically, like, children of pastors, you know how they talk. And I'm not saying this applies to everybody. Like, it doesn't apply to all like, what do you call pastors' family? Like, pastor family, like for families. It doesn't apply. But like in most cases, like the children are the one that bear the brunt of all of this, because now the family is not necessarily available to look after the kids, and like just a lot of things are seeping through, and you don't want that. I don't want that. Like, in fact, I feel like if like I feel like I'm going to like elope when I get married. I'm just going to disappear into thin air. I'm just going to live a quiet life on one island in one fancy like Bora Bora or something.
Elisha
Please
beach.
allow me to dream, please. Allow me to dream. These are the things that I want.
Your dreams are
And I think
valid.
it's because God bless you, my dreams are valid, and it's because like you just don't want, like when you are entering that institution of marriage, when you are like making that decision, you are in for the long haul. I want to nurture that. Nurture is like even business gone, like business will have to take it. That's why we're working hard to be able to, like, do you understand? Be able to afford to retire early and just like live a good life afterwards and things like that. Yeah. So please, I'd not see it anywhere on my vision board that pastor is entering it. No, please. And I know God will not. No, God will not. Yeah.
You see
And if God does
The
it,
God
he
will not.
he
For
will
me.
You see the way I'm looking at him? It's okay.
So he would try not to. But if he does, like, obviously, if it's his will, like, he won't put on me what I cannot bear or what I cannot handle. Do you understand?
This Solomon look will kill me.
I trust that he will give me the grace.
I don't know why I'm laughing at this question, but I like it. First of all, looks can catch my attention, but what pulls me in, what draws me in, is the person's character traits. The most attractive traits in a person are the ones that goes beyond the surface. You know what I mean? Because looks can be deceptive. And for me, I like good-looking men. I can't even lie. I like good-looking men, but you have to look beyond that. But like I said, looks can attract me, but what pulls me in is the character traits. And I'll give you a few. I'm gonna be generous. For me, most times is, how does this person make you feel? What's the energy they bring? What's the depth of their character? What's their heart for God? Do they love God? Those are most of the things that I look at. But if I want to dive deep, I'll tell you, one, there's saposexual energy. I love men that are saposexual. I love saposexual people. I love people that are very intelligent, people that can challenge my mind, that I'm talking to you and I'm having deep conversations and I'm learning, I'm growing, you know, having meaningful conversations. You know, when someone challenges your mind as much as they captivate your heart, oh my God, it is irresistible. I assure you. It is irresistible. That is next level chemistry. I love intelligent people. I hate to have meaningless conversations or talk to you, like finish having a conversation with you and my IQ literally has been depleted. No, I want to be able to have conversations with you and I'm thinking deep and I'm, you know, I'm not saying every time it has to be like that, but one of the things you should bring to the table or that will make somebody irresistible to me is their mind. You know, that's one. Two, submission to God and genuine love for Him. What I'm saying genuine is that a lot of people these days, they fake their love for God, and I've had experiences like that because people knew that, oh, this lady loves a man that loves God. When they come initially, they come with the old, you know, they're on fire for God at this, but with time, you get to see these people's real character. You get to see beyond the pretense. And if you have a relationship with God, you have a relationship with the Holy Spirit, you literally see beyond the lies. So one thing that makes someone irresistible to me is their submission to God and their love for God. There's nothing more attractive than a man who loves God, who is submitted to Him, and who lives by His principles. Nothing, because I believe that a man who is submitted to God, a man who is led by God, a man who lives by God's principles will know how to love me, will know how to care for me, a man who fears the Lord. So for me, if I see a man that is submitted to God, aside his good looks, aside the fact that he has a wonderful mind and is intelligent, his heart for God, his submission to God literally makes him irresistible to me. That should be even number one on my list. No, that's number one on my list. Not even suppossession. That's number one on my list. You know, yeah. Another thing that would make a man irresistible to me when it comes to love would be emotional intelligence. I've said that a lot, and to be honest, there are not a lot of emotionally intelligent people out there. You know, the ability for you to understand, to communicate, to listen, it's next level. Like, it's a game changer, because to be honest, emotional immaturity can literally destroy what attraction has built, or what love has built. So an emotionally intelligent person, a man who's submitted to God, who loves God. What else? Confidence with humility. Knowing your worth and being humble about it. Hey, it's a very, very big flex, because it's one thing for you to know your worth, and another thing for you to be arrogant. So confidence with humility. The Bible says that God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. It's enough for you to know your worth, but are you humble about it? I love confident people. I'm a confident woman. I'm building myself to be more confident, and I like a man that is even more confident than I am, right? That is confident in himself, but also humble. You know who you are. The kind of confidence that is true, that is secure, that doesn't need validation from the world or from other people. That is really, really so attractive. I love a confident man. Another thing is someone with a growth mindset. Stagnancy is unattractive. Someone who wants to grow, who likes evolving, who likes building. You know, no one wants to be with somebody that is not evolving or growing, who is not passionate about growth. So if I see someone that is passionate about growth, that has a growth mindset, that's part of it. That's part of it for me. Yeah. Another thing in my list would be like a great sense of humor. You know, life is hard. I don't want somebody that will that is so rigid, and you know, you may not be very funny to everybody out there, but at least we should be able to laugh. You know, someone that has a great sense of humor, that can make me laugh, that can make me, you know, giggle from time to time, that is playful. I play lots. I don't want tug of war in my home. You know, there's someone that is genuinely kind. If I see a man that is kind, amongst other things, and when I mean kind, I don't mean kind to people on your level, kind to people in your social status. You know, it runs down to how do you treat your help, how do you treat the security guard, how do you treat your staff in the office, how do you treat your church members, how do you talk to people around. I literally look out for those things. So mostly a man that is literally so kind, that is giving, that helps people, is very, very, very attractive. So I don't want to keep calling all of these things, but just to wrap it up, I would say that a man who's submitted to God, who loves God, who is intelligent, who has a growth mindset, someone who is kind, someone who has a great sense of humor, you know, amongst other things. So yeah, those are the things that makes a man irresistible to me.
So there are two things. One is a heart for God, somebody that loves the Lord deeply, and you know, that seeks to live out their faith daily, and they are not shy about it. They are not conserved about it. They are loud about it. Let me use that word. It's not something that you are trying to make sure people don't know, or you're trying to package it somehow. This is who you are, and you are willing to go to any length to make people know that this is who I am, and that is what I live for. And number two will be somebody that has LD value system. You understand? Because trust me, you can see a very beautiful person that eventually, when you come close, you can tell that this person is just beautiful. This person cannot be a good person, because the things that are coming out, oozing out of their life, it's not healthy. So I'll say healthy value system. And you know, these things are cultivated over time. So whoever has taken time to build herself, separate herself from some things, you know, kept herself in some things, you know, more like build some very healthy value system, you understand, stemming from where they live their life from. So that kind of person can be very resistible. So I think the third one will now be where every other thing comes on. If you've ticked the first and second box, then I think we can move on in the other conversation and every other thing. So I won't put beauty first. I won't put it first, because I believe that, trust me, I've seen very beautiful people that, you know, few years into marriage, they are still very good to their husband, but you can tell that this has changed, and you can see that over the next 15 years, this is not what will sustain you. So you have to look for things that will eventually be very, like, that will take you longer, because that's what I used to look at. Like I said, it's life partner. That's what I look at. I've always seen that, okay, whatever you do on your wedding day, whether it's whatever, you know, whether it's the entire endowment and all that of a woman, right, as much as it matters, but at the end of the day, you see that, okay, these things actually don't sustain marriage, because you are looking at a life partner, somebody that you will do life with. You understand what I mean? Every single thing that you're looking out for that is in physical appearance cannot do too much. It can't sustain things. You understand? Those things, they are good, but they cannot be primary. That's why I said that irresistible. You know, there are others that, you know, they now come in place. In fact, there are some things that you can always work on later in the marriage, but there are some that they are the fundamental. You know, like somebody said, that the things that you compromise on before marriage, they're actually the things that you fight on in marriage, and that's the truth. So I feel like the first point is that vision of like, where are you seeing life from, right? Do you have a heart for God? Is your life pattern according to this thing? If it's not, then there's no point. And number two will be that, what are your value system? What are the things that you hold so dear to yourself that you feel like these are values, these are things that I want to hold on to as a person? You understand? Not because you are looking for a man, but it's just things that you want to live out, that you want to be known for.
Now, is what are you looking for in someone to date right now? what are the things you look for? What are those things? Anybody to go first? Solomon, quiet. Solomon,
He's
quiet.
head like, madam.
Yes, now. Open the floor.
Okay. What am I looking for in a partner, right?
Yes.
That's the question.
What are the things that are key that you look for?
First of all, a believer, that's a growing believer that has an active relationship with the Holy Spirit. So not just a churchgoer, not just I'm a Christian. You have a
No
walk.
communion with light and dark or darkness. I be light and
You
darkness.
do experience koinonia. Yes. Like someone that is actually, living the life. We're all growing, but you're actively,
a man of God.
So that's first of all. And not just also not just that you're a Christian and you have all that. Do we belong to the same, how do I put it? What do I
Same tribe.
I'll just say tribe.
Tribe, school of thoughts.
Someone from my tribe. So not someone that believes that doing this is wrong and for me is not. Or maybe maybe you go to a church where women cannot wear pants, cannot wear jewelry. I don't believe that, and my convictions are not going to change because I'm married.
Okay, so
we are in the same tribe as well.
In alignment with conviction.
Speak the same language.
In alignment, our convictions are the same. So
that's two.
That's the spiritual. That's
you people are hearing now. You people are hearing. Continue.
That's for that bucket.
I'm taking note for them. Okay.
Sir, oh please. Okay, that's for that. Then secondly, I think every other thing. So obviously the Jesus part of it means we have the same values, we have the same convictions,
same
we have
belief.
the same things that cannot be compromised, all of that. Then the second bucket, I think every other thing will fall under emotional intelligence. So communication, I mean, if you're not there yet, you're willing to. Someone who is teachable, right? Because we all have our shortcomings. Someone who is teachable, under that.
But how do you deduce all
this?
So you see
how
this
do I
thing.
deduce
You see,
if someone is teachable?
So you see this thing. Wait, I understand that for the ladies it's different. So that's why I want to reframe it and put it on it. When I say what are you looking for, yes, I know there should be a short term and a long term. Like if you meet somebody now and the person starts a conversation in that line, what are the things that you will look for immediately? So yes, I get the fact
those
that
are the things though. Those
Okay.
are
You can't get all of those things.
You can't
those
get
are the
emotional
things. All
intelligence.
these things.
That
No,
means
all-
you go.
you can- you can actually
You put the guy on
get-
waiting list of 6 months.
No, it doesn't have to be 6 months. But do you know, people tell on themselves, even from the first, and even if you're an emotionally intelligent person, you might still say something that's careless one day and you won't dip it. But like I know that there's some sense of, there's some things you should be sensitive to. I'm not just careless. This person is willing to, this person cares about how they act and how it affects others. There will still be, but at least I know that, and you can tell from conversations with people. Usually people tell on themselves. So there's that, every other thing in that, and then someone who is my friend.
Okay.
Like
The person
not
must be your
just
guy.
you are my guy, and you're my guy because I have friends, but someone who I'm comfortable being. I don't open up easily to people. I know that. Someone who I'm comfortable being vulnerable with, like that's the depth of, I can be vulnerable with you. I can share my life, because we can be friends and I'm not necessarily sharing.
You are not guys.
We know how far. glory to God, plus Jesus minus Satan, but you're not an active. I'm not telling you, like, you're not, I'm not doing life with you. You're not doing life with everybody that you call your friends, and that's the truth. So someone that I'm comfortable, like, being vulnerable, because what are we doing? So when I say my guy like that,
Your guy.
yeah, those are the
Okay.
those
All right,
are the
Solomon.
things off the top of my
I
head.
definitely share the same sentiments. I have like those two buckets, but I think one thing I'm always looking out for is someone that is kind, and I don't mean someone that is nice, someone that is kind.
Give us the difference.
So like, you are nice to everybody. No, so you are, the fact that you are nice does not mean you can tolerate anything. No, actually, so what I'm saying is, someone that is nice will tolerate pretty much anything. Like, you can throw anything at them. They are all, like, people that are nice are, they are trying to, they are almost like people pleasing. Like, yeah, you do something to me, even if I don't like it, I'm going to tolerate it. But if you are kind, if you do something to me that I don't agree with, I'm going to let you know that, yeah, you've done this thing. I don't like, this should never repeat itself again, and like, keep it moving. But it doesn't change the fact that you like, your heart is pure towards that person. Like, you're not someone that is nice would do the surface, like, you did something to me, we're probably gonna have a conversation about it, but like, there's still residual, like, I'm still resenting you or doing things like that. I really don't want someone like that. And someone that is kind is also like very, like, very aware. Like, for example, like, my friend was talking to me about her boyfriend, and she was saying how, like, this guy is kind to the point where, like, even people around him, so they can be together in maybe the car or in the house, and the way he treats other people, and he's not doing it because he's trying to
impress her.
He's doing it because that's just my nature. Like, I'm just being kind because, like, that's what is. And I consider myself to be that person. Maybe not to 100%, but I'm kind. I may not be nice. Like, a lot of people always feel like, that's the problem. That's the problem. Uncle, do you think
I did not say anything. Let's just keep it moving.
Do you think I'm kind?
I don't know.
How long have you known me for? What do you mean you don't know?
It's 10 years, because I was doing the maths today. It's like 10 years.
Do you think I'm kind? Like, based on, like, my interaction with, like,
Generally, I think you are. I just think that you are stern.
I'm stern, but have you forgotten this anti-pressure story?
You are stern. It's Afang soup that is doing you. It's Afang soup. But I just believe that. I believe you are kind. Yeah, I will not call you unkind. I just believe that you can be, as you said, you're not really a nice person. You can be blunt.
Also that thing of, like when you're happy and when you're joyful. Happiness, you can still, like, you can, what's that thing where you can orchestrate things that will make you happy. But like, joy is from within, like, is knitted in the fiber of your being. Do you understand? Like, you can't, like, whatever happens, you can't, like, you're as joyful as, like, that's your identity.
That's your posture.
Yeah, that's your posture. Being nice. Yes, go on.
Come in.
Oh, I was just going to say that what I'm hearing is nice is more situational, is more, kind is the posture of your heart, your disposition.
Yeah, the posture.
So you might be happy in a moment, and that doesn't mean you are a joyful person. So a kind person too, there will be times where you may not be the nicest person. You're just having a bad day and you reply someone in a way that's not the best. But if you're kind, you would know that know that, okay, I think it's mine.
Yeah. But continue.
You're back now.
What's the last thing you heard? Sorry.
you might be happy in a moment. That's what you said.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Oh, and I was saying that a person who is kind may not always be nice, because you might be having a bad day and you just reply someone in a way that's not nice. But there's that
doesn't
posture
change.
of your heart to say, later you're like, that was not a nice thing to do. Like,
Exactly.
I wasn't nice in
Exactly.
them, and you're kind enough to. So one is like nature disposition, one is
Yes.
situational, momentarily,
Yeah.
response.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And then a kind person is also like teachable. So yeah, a kind person, like you said, like we are all will at one point in time fall or do things that would hurt people around us, or do things that will hurt people that we care about. But like a kind person seeks to, like, first of all, have a conversation about that and like genuinely like take account to say, okay, this is what I did wrong, and apologize. But beyond even apologizing, actually take steps to ensure that things like that does not repeat. Do you understand? Like that's more like that stems from who you are, not necessarily because you're trying to tick a box or because you're trying to like meet up to a set standard or anything like that. So I'm very big on I look out for that, and I don't think a lot of people are. So I think kindness also, like in terms of, playing this in practical would be a situation where, for example, maybe the husband has lost his job and the wife is the one that is having to, like, you need someone that is kind. So I'm not even talking, emotional intelligence comes, but like, so when you are kind, you're able to understand that, like, whatever is going on right now is momentary, is for this exact moment. Like, it doesn't mean that this is the entirety of who this person is, or this is not the future of this person. Like, how am I able to accommodate this person in this trying time, to the point where, also because you may not even know how long that can. You don't know if the person is going to be out of the job for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Are you a kind person who is very likely to be able to stay longer and endure longer than someone that is nice? A nice person will probably just do it for, okay, let's get you something. If something doesn't come in 2 months, you're still finding a way to deal with it. But after a while, you're going to check out, and it's going to be obvious that this person is not really, and it doesn't make the person a bad person. It's just like you're probably a nice person. You're not a kind person. Exactly. Love is patient, caring. Love is kind.
Love is kind. I was literally going to say that it's still fruit of godly character.
And now you know one married pastor, or now you go on top pastor.
Thank God we have Jesus bucket. We have Jesus bucket. I think I'll put that.
Okay.
First of all, I like to say that not everything is a red flag, but some red flags are bold and it should not be overlooked. I'll just use this medium to say that a lot of ladies see these things, for some reason they endure so much. Things that are supposed to be deal breakers, they literally let them slide, maybe because of fear of being alone and all of that, but that shouldn't be the case. But speaking for myself, a number one deal breaker would be abuse. Emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, I can't deal. If I see a trait of it, I'm out the door. Sometimes with verbal abuse or emotional abuse, you don't know. Sometimes you don't sense it. People around will see it, but you keep making excuse for it. That's why you have to be self-aware. You have to be very confident to know that, you deserve better, you deserve more. So when you see it coming and you can perceive it, you literally move. So for me, abuse in any form, verbal, emotional, physical, is a deal breaker for me. Another deal breaker for me is something I've been thinking about it over the years, and it will never sit well with me. You see, that thing, cheating, is a deal breaker for me. Cheating is a deal breaker because I don't know how I'll be able to trust this person again, and infidelity, I don't know. To be honest, I've never thought. First of all, there's this scripture that says, my breast will satisfy my husband. before now I used to pray with that scripture, and I'm so confident. You see, there are some things that happen to people that I'm like, it's not happened to me. Not because I'm perfect, but because I know my God. I don't trust the man, but I trust the God over the man. That's why it's very important to be with a man that is led by God. And I'm not saying that there are men who are led by God that doesn't cheat, but I'm just saying, while this is a deal breaker, I'm not afraid because I don't think it will happen to me, because I trust God, and I trust God over the life of my spouse. But yeah, cheating is a deal breaker. I'm not sure it's something I can deal with. Another thing is disrespect. Moving on. Another thing is emotional unavailability. I should not be seeking for your attention. I should not be begging to be seen or heard. If you're unavailable emotionally to me, I don't know if to say it's a deal breaker, but it is a deal breaker because I can't be begging to be seen by you. I'm not insignificant. I should be seen, I should be heard. Someone who is not emotionally available, someone that is not ready to be vulnerable, it's not a mix that you want to be in. It's a cycle that will keep going on, and it's not a cycle that I want to dwell in or live in. So that's emotional unavailability is almost like an emotional abuse to me, to be honest. So yeah, another deal breaker would be inconsistency. Today you are hot, tomorrow you are cold. Like, what do you really want? Do you want this? That kind of person I can't trust. I cannot fully give my all. And for me, I'm deep dive. When I love, I give it my all. I'm there, until I don't need to be. I used to walk into a relationship with a mindset of, the exit door is locked. There's no exit door, rather we stay here, we'll make it work. But when I see all these deal breakers, I'm out. But yeah, inconsistency. You cannot be blowing out today, cold tomorrow. I need to know where you stand. Are you in? So when I'm not getting that, I don't know where you stand, and I can't really even tell what your place is. I deserve better. I know that I deserve better. Difference in core values is another thing. Difference in faith, religion. I love God. I'm a child of God. I'm a woman of God. I cannot be evenly yoked with an unbeliever. So if we have, and that being said, as a child of God, there are some core values that you have. If I'm with someone and we don't share the same core values, that's another deal breaker. I don't need to mention these things as deal breaker, or if these are the things you should even look out for before you even get into the relationship. Some of them are things you should look out for, but most of them are deal breakers.
So I would say lack of shared faith. If we don't share the same faith, then there's no point. And number two, I would say unwillingness to grow, because I believe we are all work in progress. And if you have fixed mind early, it's going to really ruin a lot of this. It's going to affect our progress, and it will look like the other partner is doing too much. So I believe that you need to be able to grow, right? We need to be able to live out of the box, because this is a life partner. It means that this is the person I'm going to deal my entire life with. I should not bring something to the table and it looks like we're doing too much. But at the same time, I understand that there are balance to this thing, especially in gender perspective. But at the same time, I want to believe that it's a deal breaker when somebody is not willing to grow, right? So you are either reducing me, or you want to pin me at a point where I would not be able to, should I call it release all that God has apportioned me to release to the earth, in quote, or all that I have on my inside. If you're not a growing person, or if you feel like little things just cap you at a point, you'll not be able to allow me release all that God has commissioned me to do, in my days on earth. And at the end of the day, there's no point, because you are meant to be my life partner. We are meant to do life together, grow together, and get things done on time, as it were. And maybe I would say somebody that is not kind. You can't be with me and not be kind, because you have to be very, very kind. You have to be a kind-hearted person. You have to be somebody that loves me for who I am, love everything about me. You understand? So I, in turn, will also love everything about you, because I believe, as much as we all have 100% spec, but some of those, specifications, maybe probably we'll have to be the one to build it to our taste. And we don't keep looking for the perfect person, because there's no perfect person. We only have growing people, and you must be willing to grow into my taste. I must be willing to grow into your taste. And I think that's what makes life beautiful, especially when we are doing it in the way that God designed it. So I would say growth, ability to match up in growth. If we are not matching up in our quest, our hunger for growth, I think one will be slowing another person down. So, and we might feel like, oh, why maybe this person does not have the same hunger or the same maybe pattern of doing things, and that's why I said that we will be willing to bring it to a point, but not that this is fixed. I'm not doing it. We're not going this way. We just want to remain this way and all that. And I've seen some relationships actually break, or some people actually being reduced to very low life because of that. And I think the third one will be almost the first one that I mentioned. If you have different life goals, so if your life goal is different from mine, then we'll start having problems, because we are meant to support ourselves to journey. And if a relationship, what you are projecting your life to look like is not what my own life is looking like, or what it will look like, I think there will be a problem somewhere. I won't be able to support you on your journey, and you won't be able to support me. I'm not saying even if it is negative now. I mean, it might be positive, but if I'm saying that you are going in this direction, right, and I'm going this direction, at the end of the day, like I said, I will not be able to. If I compromise on that standard, it will be the major thing I have to deal with later in life, because I must be sure you are willing, like everything that I've, no matter how chaotic my vision might look like, does it look like something that you want to work with? And if it's not looking like it, I think that's it. We will have to cut it off from that point. But if it is something that, okay, I might not even understand it yet, I believe that if this is what the life that you want to live is, we can work it out. We can always enter into it. We can always deal with it. And the next one will be, like I said, somebody that is very kind, that is loving. You must love me for who I am, while I'm journeying to who I need to be. That's why I said that you must be willing to accept me, and maybe build me into your taste. I must be willing to accept you and build you into my taste, right? We must trust God to be able to support ourselves to match that particular specification that we are looking for. Not that if this person is not my spec, I'm off the table.
So what happens in a relationship, or what is that red flag that will happen? That thing, I'm not saying the red flags, I'm saying that thing that will happen that will make you check out of a relationship that you're in already. So now it's not like you're trying to get in, or you're already in this relationship, you've done all but something happens that will make you check out. What would that be? What's that deal breaker?
Dating relationship, not marriage. Okay.
No marriage. I don't want to know what is going to get you out of marriage by the grace of God. That one no go happen. I'm talking of a relationship. What's the deal breaker for you in the relationship? Yeah.
Off the top of my head, the first thing is like abuse. But I think generally someone who, because it takes two people to make the relationship work, the willingness, the effort.
So if somebody has checked out,
someone that is not, you're not willing in a certain aspect, or you're not putting in the work, because being willing is one thing, actually doing the work, you're not, there's no point. We cannot work together, we don't agree. That's what the Bible says. So
we must 3-3.
We must agree. So there's that. So that I think that covers, speaks for itself.
So if there's abuse in a relationship, you check out. If the person is moving mad, you check out.
Not moving mad. Not moving mad.
It's still
but-
moving mad now.
Because
When the
to
person
be
is,
fair,
you are in a relationship with yourself, right? The person is not putting effort.
but to be honest, I didn't want to generalize it in that sense, because the person might be putting in effort in other things, but there's just one thing that is very important that the person is not. You can't.
Can you give an example?
You can't. Why does nothing come to my mind?
Use
But
one
let's
for
say,
my
okay,
relationship
let's say this person's parents are not fully in support, or maybe one parent, both, anyways, whatever the case may be. You know, it's going to take some prayers, some convincing, some here and there, but this person is not. They are just like, my parents are difficult, how do I? So they are not putting in, they are not doing what needs to be done.
I'm already at that point. I'm already at the door.
In that, exactly. So my bags are packed already. I will just excuse myself. Like,
You did
it's
though.
not that
Ah,
hard.
who bag is packed?
Or it can even be a case of this person, I noticed that this person loves me and we're okay, but this person cannot defend me when it comes to their parents or somebody else. So there's a lot of things that matter, and the person might be doing some other things that are right, but there's just certain things that. So if I don't see willingness, efforts in certain things, I don't want to start spelling out because that's just wrong. Then there's that, or we don't agree on something that
Fundamental.
there's no need. Yeah, something that's fundamental. Then just, I'm out. See you in heaven.
Next time you hear me, you see me
Not
at my
next
wedding.
time. We will not see these Egyptians again. In heaven.
See them no more.
Thank you very much for the experience.
I think respect.
It's an experience.
I think like, if the person ever like disrespects me to a point where like you can tell that this person actually like is not in this relationship anymore, and you will know actually there's some level of disrespect. I mean, you can play around.
Solomon, you know that you're a typical Yoruba man, and you value
it's
respect.
Yes.
You value respect. Respect is one of your love languages.
No. So and I'm not even saying like now be overly submissive and don't have a mind of your own, or like
I
depreciate
totally agree with
or
you.
anything like that. So.
But what I'm telling you is what you call disrespect might be even a minimal disrespect. The thing that you're saying solid disrespect might just be that you be
That's
like,
why I said you will know. Like both of you will know that this person, this thing stems from something deeper. You will know.
But this is someone you're already in a relationship with, so it's assumed that you've checked all the things that need to be working. Can someone just become disrespectful in a relationship if that's not the kind of person that they are?
If
maybe you have done mess up.
Also done. No, what if the person is also like checking out of the relationship?
Okay,
that's
and
the point.
maybe they're just trying to use Igboju to still kind of like see, okay, let's see if we can make it work. But we'll get to a point where like the person will do something that you know that this is actually this is what
they'll be doing like you're disturbing them.
Yeah.
I understand.
In fact, maybe that's what I even wanted to see. Maybe you even help me articulate it, or you help me put it in practical. I don't ever want to feel like I am a burden to anyone I'm dating. My God.
Solomon, confess your sins.
I don't ever want to be tolerated. Wait.
This thing you are saying.
No, I'm really too passionate about
side
it.
of your soul.
No, it's just, I think it's like it stems from like a place of value, and the value I place on myself. I should compliment you, not. Do you understand? Like I should make you. Do you understand? Like blossom, not for me to now be feeling like I'm burdening you, or like I'm bitching, or I'm doing.
Or you're managing me.
You need to want me managing me. Me. You know if you manage
You
me.
prince.
We need to want each other. Amy,
Prince, King Solomon himself.
I agree with him, and I see why he's very passionate about it. Because me, I used to say, if you feel better about yourself on your own than the relationship you are in, please just leave. Because you should make this person, you should make them feel good and even better.
Feel valued, yeah.
So if
But
you're
do
not
we
getting
agree that
that,
relationship is work? It's hard work. It's hard work. There's no
It's even
how.
harder now, sir.
There's no way you would think you have mastered it, even in the relationship level. Then you step into marriage. It takes a different toll. It's hard work. People think it's just going to be seamless. You put in, you know where they say you put in work in a place in your job, and like that's how you're promoted. That's how you put conscious efforts into relationship. You put conscious efforts into minding the person's emotions. You put conscious effort in thinking of the next person before you think of yourself. It's work. The same way you are writing reports in like the office, it's the same way you do it in your mind. You're thinking that, okay, she acted. I'm saying she because I began.
nothing of such.
She said, she saying she. You say she. And things like that. Oh, she said this maybe because she was feeling this way. You are thinking for her and you're thinking the best for her because you don't want to react in a certain way that it will look like you are insensitive. It's work. It's hard work, and nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect.
I think
Solomon,
that's why
nobody is perfect.
Okay, I think that's one reason why marriages crash and even relationships. People just feel that they can wing it. It's just love. We know how to love. But you get in and you realize that it's not just love, and we don't just know how to love. Even the love takes, even just in my friendships, before we could just, who is free, let's go out. But now you have to put effort into, we're going to talk. Okay, when are you free to talk? When are we free to
calendar self?
Because life keeps getting.
You see the way people are different now. You see now. If I was to let me put two of you in perspective. That's Solomon and Rhema. My relationship with you. If I was to talk to Rhema, I would send Rhema a message to say, Rhema, when can we speak? And you tell me, oh, let's do it 6 p.m. tomorrow or today, and I'll be like, okay, fine. Solomon, I will send him a message. I won't see it. He won't reply.
Wow.
No, wait. Don't get me. I'm not putting you on the spot.
Wow.
No. But he would prefer. No, I'm giving. What he would prefer is that I just pick up the phone and call him immediately that time and say, guy, how far? And he would be like, if he cannot now speak, he would say, please let me call you back in some minutes. But if I call you, you might feel
jump scare.
You might be like, why is he calling me?
Like you don't know if I'm free. What's going on?
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's just the person. Knowing the person now determines the way I relate to the person. Knowing Solomon now, I pick up the phone and call him. Knowing you, I will send you a message. Okay. So, and this is friendship.
Yeah.
Now imagine someone that dating.
It takes work.
You must push conscious effort to knowing all those little things. Let me give you a practical example that I know of. I won't just mention the party involved because I didn't take permission to use the name. Okay. The guy gets home while they are dating, very tired. Normally when he gets home, he and the lady he was dating would chat a bit before he sleeps. He was tired that day and he slept off. Woke up to messages of saying, why would you sleep off? You didn't even check up on me. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. At that time, the lady was without a job. You understand? So, obviously, she had energy. And he was explaining that I was tired. She could not relate. She gets a job the next month. Day 2 of being in the job, she gets home, sleep off.
The roles are reversed now.
The guy now says in the morning, so you now understand what you were vexing for me 1 month ago. Imagine Lagos jumping bus from the island down to the mainland, getting home pretty late, and you knock out. Perspective. So it's conscious effort. Imagine if she broke up with him a month earlier because because she feels undervalued.
Yeah.
Because he got home and he slept up. So it takes hard work, it takes compromising, but I believe that there are points, and that's why I can clearly relate with both of the points, the disrespect thing that you talked about, and this disrespecting is not a one-time thing. It is over a period of time. You would have seen it. And even the fact that he's not defending you in front of his parents or people, or he has not defended you, you would have seen it. It's a pattern. You have noticed that this is a pattern. This guy is not changing. He will not change. It's himself. I can't live with it. Let me take myself out of the picture. Let me pack my bag, or I'm at the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to. There was something you just said that
please.
You were talking about patterns and how like you would have seen these things over time. There's something I look out for, because I like to understand. So when I'm like, I watch people, and anyways, but there's this, I think people have characters that express themselves in different aspects of their life. So let's say I am someone who I'm indisciplined, right? I have so I'm not, my deadlines at work, I'm not there. My service in church is by convenience. This one, there's this, there's that, and then tomorrow something let me just say, let me use cheating. That's the first thing that's come to my mind. And then this person cheats. This may not be the best example, but anyways, this person cheats.
The person will cheat now if the person is already not like grounded in other aspects. We'll go on.
And when you look at it, you see that you're like, oh, it's actually, this person is not a disciplined person. So I look out for, like, when I say the things I can compromise, the things I cannot, I see certain things more than the actions. I'm actually looking at what is the character, because I'm identifying certain characters that you have, and I know that this thing has not manifested in, it has not shown in this area of their life, but it will show. It can show somewhere else, and this is the way. So I don't think people look at, they never lied to me, they never did, but they probably have done something that shows that
he's not lying to you.
It's even
but
like
you have seen him lie to other people
about something else. Exactly. Or you're seeing them changing figures at work. This person is not
in
honest.
Your own,
like,
when it's not to you, you're saying he's just a smart guy. He know how he way. But when it's not to you, he's cheating. You're not a serious person. You understand where people can dissociate themselves?
Yeah.
Exactly. This person struggles with, like, they left a relationship and they start feeling like, was I the problem? Or the relationship ended, and so there were questions of, am I the problem? This, that, and all of that. And then we're coming to, like, looking for jobs. And unfortunately, you know how the rejection emails come. And this person is like, I feel so bad, I feel so this. And there's some other areas. And I just sat down one day and I'm like, there's an identity issue here. You need to,
like, what do you think
get
about yourself?
Your identity from Christ. Like, go and work on that one thing, because that is the one thing that is showing in you always feeling insufficient and blaming yourself. So I don't think a lot of people pay attention to
most
that.
Times when there's emotions involved, emotion blinds, and that's why I don't know if you have heard this, but if you belong in the Christian space, you would have heard this enough time, that when you are praying about someone that you're considering, stay apart. Like, don't engage in contact for a while. Tell the person to give you time or give you space to go and pray, because emotion blinds. Have you noticed that you are the best relationship coach when it comes to your friends, but you are never for yourself?
So I think
You are the best for your friend because you are from the outside. There's no, you are not really emotionally invested in it. You can
You are
logically
logical. You are
place
more logical.
everything.
Exactly.
I think-
But once there's
Yeah.
emotions involved,
so. Sometimes you even know. Sometimes you know this is the
Actually,
right
you
thing,
know.
but you actually most times you know. But to just bring yourself to that place where you can do it, because emotions are wearing you down, and I
emotion
think
strong.
the best
Emotion be like
picture
macho
is
man,
like
you owe you.
exactly. Like a portrait. Let's just take a portrait for example, or a painting or whatever. Cannot see itself as well as the people that are looking at it. From
Somebody,
outside.
looking at it, yes.
So I think there's, in as much as you can be very, very self-aware, you need people that still know you very well, because they will always be blind supposed to tell you that. And well, thank God for the Holy Spirit. He do expose. If you ask questions, no, to be honest, the Holy Spirit helps me very.
Yeah.
I have questions. I would just be like, I don't even understand what's going on, and he would like say, "Oh, you feel this way because this is what you're not saying." Like.
my God.
So, glory to God for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to wrap up this episode, because this episode has been fantastic. That's been a fantastic time with both of you. I want to thank you guys. But before we go, I want to ask you people, if there's one advice you would give about relationship, what would that be? Starting with Solomon. You go first. If you advise
One advice.
anybody about a relationship, what would be the first thing that you would talk about?
So we need to like put the like spiritual like those are not.
Baba, just give us
No, I'm saying,
the
no, what I'm
Just
saying is,
anything.
I'm saying in terms of like there are boxes that you need to like tick, like in
Okay.
terms of like spiritual, person standing and things like that. Other than that, like marry someone you like. I think that's like the advice. Like look for somebody that you actually genuinely like. Don't not marry, like date actually someone that you genuinely like you like this person. Don't date this person because you feel like you are running out of time, or because you're trying to match up to one standard. Just date this person because you genuinely like, when you wake up in the morning, like when you think about this person, like there's joy in your soul. Like, of course, I know that that may not like sustain that's not what will sustain you, but at least that place is a big factor in helping you like know what to compromise and what not to compromise. Do you understand? Like, if you genuinely like this person, if maybe the person does wrong or something, like because you like the person, you are very likely to want to forgive, or like want to look over that, or want to find a way to work that out, as opposed to like marrying someone just because, or dating someone just because you want to date, or because it's my time. I don't even believe in that clock thing, but anyway.
Okay.
Over to you, Rhema.
Off the top of my head, first thing, don't do relationships without God. And not that, oh, we are both Christians and we are following Jesus. No, it's a part of your life you've opened up to, where you say, God, please give me wisdom. You're there. God, this relationship, how can I do better? How can I understand this person better? Okay, what went wrong? Like I said, the Holy Spirit is the best. He sees everybody's heart. Even in my friendships, I've seen it, like very little issues, like, or little instances where my friend sent me something, I wanted to be like, you cannot call me, that kind of thing. And the Holy Spirit was like, don't say that. For me,
Please.
weeks later, then she was like, Mama, I've been sending you messages since on WhatsApp. So imagine me having ignored all those messages, and I'm coming to say you cannot. Even if I said it as a joke, it would not have ended well. There's
You would
no
have
way
struck
I
the
could
wrong
have
note,
ever
yeah.
known that. But the Holy Spirit knew why he said.
Because you know
So
they check your
don't
message.
do relationships without
Because
God.
you know they check your message. Because you know they check your
Don't do
message.
even as much as explaining my friends. I'm saying friends because I mean, but like
we get.
even as much as explaining why they
I have a
feel
question for you
the
though.
way they feel. So don't do relationships without God. Let the Holy Spirit be an active He should be your consultant.
Heart.
In as much as you talk to people safe about it, but like make sure that you're leaning on the Holy Spirit. If there's anything that needs to be exposed, He will expose it. How to do better, He will give you the wisdom. How to understand this person specifically. You can even highlight, oh, his childhood trauma is this. So yeah.
As Solomon has been telling us of trauma.
That's what I was saying.
Wow.
That's best.
So Solomon, you said you wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, what's like the dating? Obviously, this was question Timi asked.
First question.
I think for like people in church, I feel like the landscape is slightly different. First of all, they say that like people dating in the UK is quite weird because, especially as like a Nigerian moving to the UK, you are used to, as a woman in Nigeria, you're used to like if you go out on a date, the guy is covering the bills. You don't have to worry about, and this seems like superficial things to talk about. But I think I just wanted to ask. So, like now moving to the UK, you find that the dynamic is slightly different. You have to have your £50 for your steak or whatever you want to eat, or at least be ready to split the bill. So there's that culture shock, and I mean there's that you guys have to do. So that kind of has its own impact on like the dynamics of relationship. Now putting an extra layer of like being in the church. like ecosystem, like what's that like?
So
because I'm hearing a lot that like people in the people abroad, Africans that are very lonely, and I'm like, interesting. Like this is quite interesting. They're even trying to matchmake us safe.
Don't be like the type we like the loneliness. So, but let me let her answer first.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't have experiential knowledge on the dating scene in the UK because I've not been on a date. Like I've gone out with people that are my friends already, that I've known, like, and it's not me and my friend we've gone out, but dating I've not dated at all here. So I genuinely don't know. I'm in my house. Like I
see what I talk say. When the person like the loneliness,
I can't
the person like the
loneliness part, but I can say that it will take some level of intentionality. That one I know that it will, because like you said, in Nigeria anybody can just approach you. Here nobody's going to approach you except the person is Nigerian, to be fair, or maybe our fellow African. But like people don't just walk up to you and be like, oh, you look nice or whatever, I want to get to know you. I've not experienced it, so
inside this court
it will take some intentionality, maybe like to meet people, to sustain but experientially I absolutely don't know. I'm not in the scene.
So what's your plan then?
What's my plan? To find husband.
Yeah. Well, it's your husband that'll find you, but okay.
You will find me. That's number one. I will be found. What's my plan?
If you
do I have a plan?
You have to put yourself under a bushel.
No, please. I just believe that in the sincerity of my heart, maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. But I believe that the Holy Spirit will lead me. I don't have to go out every day.
But
one day, you just be like, go to this place and go and buy. It doesn't take. No, like it doesn't take anything for him to cause two people's paths to cross. It can be 7.
Yeah, actually, fair enough.
Like there's 1 million, so I'm personally not bothered about how the person will find me. Both of us will be led.
You know you'll be found.
I know I'll be found. Amen.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
so
people.
I'm not bothered.
Thank you very, very much, Solomon, Rhema. Thank you for being on this with me. Thank you for being as real as possible. It is all I expected it to be, and thank you very much for being here. That's all I can say. I'm totally grateful. And to the viewers of Life Moment with Timi, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, say something about it. Tell somebody, tell your friends, tell your enemies. And let's do this another time. Thank you very much. And
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you for having us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.